Hi and welcome to this course called Hands-on Unity 2018 Game Development for Mobile. My name is Ray Barrera and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself before we get started. So I have about 8 years experience using Unity. Most of that has been professionally, although I start off as a hobbyist. I'm director of mobile engineering at an education technology company here in Southern California in USA. And we do mobile apps for Android and iOS. And I've worked in various industries previously, from education to serious games and traditional entertainment and video games as well. So let's talk a little bit about what this course is about. So let's look at the course overview. So what will we learn? So in section 1, we're going to start off by building a space shooter for mobile. So we're going to implement, gameplay and some mechanics there. And then in section 2, we're going to talk about polishing audio and graphics. So we're going to look at the audio system in Unity, using mixers and that sort of thing. And with graphics, we're going to look at, some of the settings that we can tweak there to make things look better. And then in section 3, we're going to talk about a very important thing, which is working with asset bundles. So we'll get into the details of what that is, but essentially asset bundles are a way to download files. It's kind of like a zip file, proprietary zip file that we can use to ship downloads to our game once we've launched it, released it actually. So section 4, we'll be creating custom shaders. So Unity 2018 introduced the shader graph. So we're going to look at that and we'll just dabble a little bit into what's going on behind the scenes. And in section 5, we're going to get the game production ready. So what are the things that you need before you can ship your game? And we'll dive in pretty deep into some of those concepts there. Lastly, we'll talk about publishing your game. So now that you have your game done, how do you actually build an APK for Android? And how do you build an IPA for iOS? And how do you get these things uploaded so that other people can download them? So we'll talk about that as well, pretty in depth. So there are a few things you need to have before you start. You need a basic understanding of Unity and C#. Obviously, if you did my previous course on this path, you'll be ready to go. But you'll want Unity 2018, a code editor, whatever you want, Visual Studio, Writer, you name it. It's totally up to you. You'll want to set up an Apple developer account so you can publish your game. However, you don't have to do this if you're not going to follow along. But if you go through, you'll definitely want this. And I won't go into the full details of how to set that up because it does involve, creating your account and putting payment info, that sort of thing. But I'll give you the pointers. And lastly, you'll need a Google developer account to publish there. So again, you don't necessarily have to. You can follow along with what I'm going to do, but I strongly encourage you to get that set up. All right, so that's all we have before we get started. So let's go ahead and dive in the next video and we'll start off with section 1.